Am I the only one that didn't know Oregon once tried to blow up a whale? Yes, you heard that right. This isn't some urban legend or a tall tale spun around a campfire. This is a real event that took place on the beautiful, rugged coastline of Oregon. Yeah, that happened, and it was a disaster. But let's dive deeper into this bizarre chapter of history. Picture this, it's 1970 and a gigantic whale washes up on the Oregon coast. This wasn't just any whale, it was a massive 45-foot-long sperm whale weighing in at around 8 tons. The sight of this enormous creature stranded on the beach drew quite a crowd. It's too big to move, too smelly to leave, and everyone's scratching their heads. The stench was unbearable, and the longer the whale stayed there, the worse it got. The local authorities were in a bind. They needed a solution, and they needed it fast. So, what did they decide? After much deliberation and brainstorming, they came up with what they thought was a brilliant plan. Let's just blow it up. Yes, the idea was to use dynamite to disintegrate the whale into tiny, manageable pieces that would then be consumed by scavengers and washed away by the tide. Pause for effect. Yup, you heard right. They genuinely believed this was the best course of action. The plan was to use dynamite to disintegrate the whale into tiny, manageable pieces. Genius, right? They calculated the amount of dynamite needed and decided on half a ton. The idea was that the explosion would send the whale bits flying far enough into the ocean for nature to take its course. Well, not quite. The execution of this plan was far from flawless. They packed the poor whale with half a ton of dynamite. Boom! The explosion was far more powerful than they had anticipated. And what happened next? Whale blubber everywhere. The force of the blast sent enormous chunks of whale blubber soaring through the sky. I'm talking raining whale chunks the size of small cars. The debris didn't just fall harmlessly into the ocean as planned. Not exactly the confetti they were hoping for. Cars were smashed, people ran for cover. And let's just say the seagulls had a buffet. The scene was chaotic, with people scrambling to avoid the falling blubber. Cars were smashed, people ran for cover, and let's just say the seagulls had a buffet. The explosion had turned a quiet day at the beach into a surreal, almost apocalyptic scene. The explosion sent massive chunks of whale blubber flying through the air, turning a quiet day at the beach into a scene from a sci-fi movie. And the smell was something else entirely. Imagine a fish market on fire in August. The stench was overwhelming, a mix of rotting fish and burning flesh that lingered in the air long after the explosion, or pause for effect. So the next time someone says, "I've got a foolproof plan," remember the exploding whale of Oregon. You might want to double check if it involves dynamite and marine life. This incident serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of thinking through the consequences of our actions. Oregon's whale explosion is a classic example of how not to solve a problem. It shows that sometimes even the best laid plans can go horribly wrong. Remember folks, sometimes the best solution is not found in a stick of dynamite. It's a lesson in humility and the unpredictable nature of problem solving. If you enjoyed this historical hiccup, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of the absurd. We have plenty more stories where this came from, each more unbelievable than the last. Until next time. Keep your dynamite away from the beach and always think twice before you decide to blow something up.